I think in the last class we discussed about REST APIs, how to create the service and how to consume the service. But in order to test the service, we'll try to use Postman or Swagger. These are the API testing tools. Main purpose is to test the APIs. Last class we are performing CRUD operations by using MySQL and with REST controller. Postman is a API testing tool. This you can create the service in any technology and you can consume the service in the front end application, whether it may be Angular or React.js, whatever it may be. First of all, register the dependencies in form.xml file. And then you have to write the configuration code in application.properties. Then write the interface, CRUD repository. And then create the model class. And then create the service layer. This is your service layer. This is my impsl.java. Here this is my service layer actually. Copy paste this code having some methods. One is get employees, other one is save employee, update employee, delete employee. And here you have some implemented classes there. empsl.java. Here you have your implemented class. empsl implements IEMPSL. Here I written some methods. Right, first method is here you see. I created one IOC auto wiring is there, interface communicating with CRUD repository. And here you will write some get employees method. Here I'll try to add the object from the database and send the object to the collection EMPs, written the EMPs. This method we have seen in the last session. Is it clear? And here you can coming to save employee method. I have one more method called save employee. And in this save employee method, I want to save the employee details. When you work with Hibernate, here what will happen? Collections will be there. The data will be saved in the collection. You no need to write any extra code. Just SQL queries are not required. Just transfer the data in the form of objects. That is what your collection. First of all, store the data in the collection and then we need to transfer the data. Database to DAO layer communication is through objects. Just interface methods must override in the implemented class. That is optional actually. No need to write @ override because abstract method. Interface consists of pure abstract methods. Class consists of concrete methods. Interface consists of abstract methods. Abstract method must override in implement in the implemented class or derived class. But writing override is optional. It is not mandatory. So here I declare one method called save employee, where I want to save the employee details to the collection. So sir, IEMP DAO is nothing but the repository reference. There are some ready-made methods that are available to perform CRUD operations like save, delete by ID, like find, like ready-made methods are available to perform what? Operations. Ready-made methods are available to perform what? Operations. Yes or no? So here let us see here. So first one is get employee, second one is save employee, third one is update employee. Update and save both are similar. And another one is delete employee. Another one is what? Delete employee. So generally I want to delete the record based on ID. Here in EMP controller.java, if you observe clearly, first one. So here you have to decorate these RESTful service methods with HTTP annotations like get mapping, post mapping, put mapping, delete mapping. These all are the ready-made methods that are available. Is it clear? What is the REST? Is a representation state transfer. Main purpose is to consume the services by using the ready-made methods that are available in HTTP. HTTP is a communication protocol which is used to create the communication. It is responsible to submit the request to the server and is responsible to get the response back from the server. It is a there are some ready-made methods that are available in HTTP. Get method. Did you understood? Is it clear? HTTP methods are nothing but what? Ready-made methods that are available. Main purpose is to interact with the server to consume the data. some ready-made methods like get, post, put as well as delete. So every methods that are available inside the controller must decorate with some annotation. At the rate get mapping of, this is the URL. So generally here for the controller class, I decorate with at the rate request mapping. And the controller decorate with at the rate REST controller / API. So whenever you consume the services, you have to give the localhost colon / port number / API / this path you have to give. So in order to test the service, you can use Postman or Swagger. This is the code for controller. Again, I will for REST controller, I will keep here. Is it clear? Here what I will do? First of all, get EMP. So I want to get all the employee details. So service layer will communicate with, controller will communicate with service layer by invoking the method. And that method will return some collection. Is it clear? And it will display the output in the browser. Get employees. If you want, you can give response body, or by default inbuilt response body is available here. As you have written some get mapping. And here you can see some request body is there. Request body annotation. Is it clear, everyone? Request body annotation means whenever you want to submit the data from the front end. Whenever you want to submit the data from front end, then you have to use this request body. Is it clear? So what is the difference between request body and request params actual? Generally, request param is used to map the Spring to map request parameters to the URL. Request body is used to map the entire request to a model class. Request body is used to map what is at the rate request body. Here you can write something like points. At the rate request body, it is an annotation actually. At the rate request body is used to map entire request to a model class. Is it clear? Entire request to the model class. This is your request body. Means whenever you try to enter the values, actually that is called as a data binding. For example, see here, I have one design is there. Something like you can do the design by using HTML. HTML main purpose is to design the forms. HTML main purpose is to what? Design the forms. I want to design some form, something like this. Enter employee number, enter employee name, enter salary. Here I have one button. Save button is there. Enter employee number, one text box. Enter employee name, one text box. Enter salary, one text box. And one button. And here I have one model class is there. Class employee. Here bracket open, bracket close. Here I have some variables are there. Int e number. And here I'll write something like string e name. And here I'll write something like double cell. So generally in olden days when you work with advanced Java, what you have to do? You have to create one servlet. Something like some my servlet is there. My servlet, bracket open, bracket close. And here what you can do? Here you can take one variable. Int e number is equal to. Generally you have to manually create an object for the employee class. Employee em is equal to new employee of. Here you can write em dot e number is equal to request dot get parameter. Request dot get parameter of P1, text box 1. Like the developer must manually catch the values from the text boxes and store in the variables. But actually nowadays there is a beautiful concept called data binding. There is one beautiful concept called what? Data binding. What is data binding? Binding the HTML element with Java variable. That concept is called what? Data binding. This is a fashion nowadays when you go for Angular or React.js or Spring Boot or .NET Core, wherever you go, this data binding is a new feature. So developer, you don't create any object. You just map the HTML text box with Java variable. So whenever you enter the values in the text boxes, automatically these values are saved in where? Object. The responsibility of the object creation, object initialization, object injection, object destruction was assigned to the third party, that is IOC. Generally in Spring MVC or Spring Boot, we will never create the objects. Ready-made classes will be there. Container will create the objects. In core Java, we have to manually create the object by using new keyword. In advanced Java, we have to get the object by invoking the factory method and assign that object to the interface reference. In Spring and Spring Boot, the container will create in Spring. Actually, what will happen means we have to register the interface names in Spring-servlet.xml file. So the container will automatically create the objects for the implemented class and it will assign the object to the interface reference. Is it clear, everyone? That is happening in Spring. In Spring Boot, auto configuration is there. All this stuff is there. So what is the advantage of request body means whenever you enter any values in the text boxes, we are directly assigning this value to the object as parameter. Did you understand, everyone? So at the rate request body is used to map entire request to a model class. And from there, is it current? And from there we can retrieve. And from there we can retrieve or set. We can retrieve or set values from getter and setter methods. From getter and setter methods. Is it clear? If you want to use the values, you can automatically set and get methods. Whenever you enter the values in the text boxes, automatically that values are assigned to this particular object, model object, and that model object is passed as parameter to your save method. Browser will submit the request to the server in different ways. One is by entering the URL, one is by clicking on submit button, one is by clicking on hyperlink button. If the request is through URL or if the request is by clicking on hyperlink button, then that request is considered as get request. If the request is by clicking on submit button, then that request is considered as post request. So the communication is happening through HTTP. Here, if you want to submit the data to the server, we'll use post. If you want to get the data from the server, we'll use get. So that is what for update and save, we have to use at the rate request body annotation. Is it clear? We are invoking this particular save employee method. Similarly, update employee also same code. And coming to delete employee based on the URL. If you want to delete the record, generally in real time and by clicking on the hyperlink button, only the delete operation will perform actually. So in that scenario, we have to pass the input as parameter for a method. Did you understood? Generally in interview, they'll ask one question. What is the difference between request param and path variable? Simply you can tell at the rate request param is used. At the rate request param is used to extract query parameters. Extract query parameters. But consider to at the rate path variable. At the rate path variable is used to extract data. Is used to extract data. Extract data from the URI. From URI. At the rate request param is used to extract query parameters. At the rate path variable is used to extract the data from URI. That is available. Any data that is available after question mark. After question mark in the URL. Any data that is available after question mark in the URL. Did you understand? That value it will return actually at the rate path variable. It is used to return any value that is available after question. In traditional web application development, we'll use most request param. Generally, in RESTful web services, we'll use path variable. Request param is recommended actually. Request param is recommended for web development. For web application development, path variable is recommended for RESTful services. At the rate path variable is recommended for RESTful services when we perform delete operation. When we perform delete operation. Did you understand, everyone? Whenever user enter the URL, then automatically that value based on which ID you want to delete the record, that ID will be assigned to this variable enumber. And you can invoke this method IEMP SL.delete employee of enumber. I want to delete the record based on the employee number. and the status message will be displayed here. This is the code for REST controller. Are you following? And now we have to test the service. So after creating the service, remaining all setup is ready in the last session. Application.properties we have written. Yes or no? Register the driver class name, dialect, all this stuff we have declared here under application.properties file. Yes or no? Then model class is ready. Then service layer is ready. Implemented class is ready. DAO layer also is ready. Controller is ready. Now how to test the service? That is very important. In order to test the service, we can Postman. What is Postman? Postman is a API testing tool. Postman is a API testing tool which is used to test RESTful web services or RESTful services, which is used to test what? RESTful services. Let us see here. I already installed Postman in my machine. I'll show you. Just here you can see, you also install Postman, the API testing tool, which is used to test the RESTful services. Now here, how to test the service? Here you have to go to your port number is 8787 and your controller API URL is /API/EMP. If you want to invoke the get method, how to invoke the get method? Here you can see. And mostly RESTful services will return the result in the form of what? JSON format. It will never return view. It will return only output as what format? JSON format. Is it clear? Let us see here. So how to invoke here? You can add http://localhost. Localhost colon port number, that is 8787. I will tell. Wait. Don't be hurry. 8787. This is my port number. And here you can go to your controller. There you can see you have to give this API/API. 8787/API/ give the method parameter EMP. And here select the get method and click on send. On the application, right click, run as Spring Boot application. First run the application. Yeah, application is running successfully. Now open your Postman, click on send. Getting the data. Here you check here, you got the response. Response status message you are getting, that is okay. These all are the data coming from database 101, 102, 103. This is the data coming from database. And here the method type is get. This is the URL actually, what you have to give. And this is the JSON format. This is your send button. Save it. Are you following? Open your Paint. Here you can check. Service. Here you got the output as in the form of JSON. Okay, na? That is post method, get method. Now post request, what you have to do? Here you have to same URL you can give, change the HTTP method. Here you can select post. Here you can select body. Here you can select raw. Here you can click on post. You have to post some data now. So here you have to enter some data here. Generally, we'll enter the data through front end, that is through Angular. For time being, I'm just testing the service in Postman. If you learn Angular, you'll get some clarity. Here, let us say I'll try to copy this one and open another URL. And here you can type the request http://localhost colon 8787/API/EMP. And here the type of the method you can give post. And here you can select body. Here you can select raw. Here you can just paste it. Enter some data here. Employee number, I want to give something like 105. I am adding a new employee details. And here I'll try to give Ajay or some Ram. And here I'll give some salary 30,000. Let us see whether this record is inserted or not. Observe the selection post, API URL, here body raw, here this is your data, and this is your send button. Okay, na? Just click on send. So automatically you got the unsupported media type. What happened here? Here I think we have not given proper format. Here you see, here you select the, this is your URL, this is your post method, this is your raw, this is your JSON, this is your input data, this one. After click on send button, the data will be saved. Did you understood? So once go and check whether it is data is inserted in your database or not, means once again you refresh your get method. This one, first one is get, second one is post. Okay, so let us see here. Just go back and here click on send. Come down, 888 must be inserted successful. Hope you understood, right? And again you can go for delete method. Update method also you can try. Same update, in place of get you can keep put, here you can give. In place of post you can keep put, I want to update Anil to Anil Kumar. Anil to Anil Kumar. Click on send. Status okay. This is put method. Select put. This is your URL. This is your raw. This is your JSON. This is your input. Update the don't update employee number. Update employee name and salary based on employee number. And here you have send button. This is your update. Once go and check here your get method. Here, wait, somewhere wrong. Here keep get and click on send. Here you see 888 value must Anil must update Anil Kumar updated successfully. So update is also working. Main as a developer you must know how to perform CRUD operations. That is main important thing. To delete. And here you can give the URL. What is the URL of delete? Once check here. Come down, delete. You have to give the ID also. EMP/ID. So I want to delete 888/888. And click on send. 888 record is deleted. Did you understood? Here you select delete. This is your URL. This is your generally text output is coming in the form of text, because in the control I have written the employee number. Delete. These URLs are important here. URLs, HTTP methods, and here this is your send method. Did you understood? This is how you can perform CRUD operations by using your RESTful services. RESTful services in your front-end application, that is in Angular. Because you're a full stack developer now. Full stack developer means end-to-end developer. You must know how to create the service and you must know how to consume the service. Consume the service in front-end application. Generally, pure Java developer, what he will do, he'll create the services, that's it. And give that services to the Angular developer. So what Angular developer will do, he'll consume the service in a front-end application. Practice all these examples. Have you practiced the previous one? Previous class, get you got it? Postman also. First install Postman. It's very easy. Later I will teach how to consume this RESTful service in our Angular application.